Oh, YouTube, what's really good? My name is Vivid, coach of the South Texas Sableyes, and this is going to be your Week 3 team builder for the WBE VGC, and we have now consistently uploaded 3 of these. This one's going to be later in the evening as well, same as the one I uploaded for K-Cray. Duncan and I just didn't battle until Saturday, and the battle had to go up on Sunday. Duncan wasn't feeling well. I told him we could push the battle off until he was feeling better. So it's going to be uploaded a little bit late, but we are consistently uploading them, and that counts in my book. Before we get into this, I would like to say that, 1, if you are enjoying watching me play VGC here, you would probably also enjoy watching me do it on Twitch. I am live streaming on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, doing a little bit of the doubles ranked ladder in game. So come hang out. It'll be the first link in the description down below. Follow me there. That would be fantastic. Also, the majority of my views are coming from people who aren't subscribed. If that's you, maybe consider clicking subscribe. But that's it. Let's talk about this matchup. Okay. So, first things first, we are playing DuncanCantDie, coach of the Big Leek Energy. I think I already said that. Duncan's team is Gmax Lapras, Porygon Z, Urshifu Single Strike Form, Darmanitan, Gengar, Togetic, I have no clue how you pronounce it, Cottony, Flapple, Golurk, Kadabra, and Magneton. So basically Duncan's team is a lot of really scary Pokemon that hit very, very hard. Things like Urshifu Single Strike, Porygon Z, and then Lapras to protect them. Darmanitan. His team is like mono breakers with one of the best damage reduction abilities in the format in Lapras Gmax, and then also really fantastic support in Togetic and Cottony. I know I put Duncan middle of the road in the tier list video. If I had to go back and sort of reassess after trying to prep for this team, I think I would reassess, because Duncan's team is pretty soft Trick Room, but also he has really good ways to prevent Trick Room from going up. So we're gonna really try. We're gonna really try to break through this team, and this is what we are doing it with. All right. So this week we are bringing an Amoonguss with the Yachi Berry. This is more for the Porygon Z than the Lapras. The Lapras, I mean, obviously it helps us eat Gmax Resonance from the Lapras. The Porygon Z just hits so hard that the Yachi, well, it's really here for both of them. We're Max Spadef. That's again a concession to the Porygon Z. This lets us eat up a Max Strike. As long as it's not Life Orb PZ. And that's, I mean, Porygon Z is a nightmare. I'm gonna preface this video by saying I am predicting that if I do not win, or if I just get completely dumpstered, it's gonna be on the back of Porygon Z. I thought that the biggest threat going into this was going to be Urshifu, but we found ways to handle that pretty reasonably. The Porygon Z plows through my entire team. My Resist and Duraludon gets one-shot by Hyper Beam. So yeah, Porygon Z is a nightmare. Just Rage Powder, Sludge Bomb, Spore, Protect. This is a set that's supposed to play inside Trick Room. That's a big component of what we're doing this week. We have some Spice, thanks to my front office. Again, real quick, I would also want to shout out Adi and Duke. Those two helped me a lot this week. A lot of these sets were ideas from them. Basically, we ended up producing something if we can go back to my team builder real quick. Go back to teams, right? We go to the list. I have Duncan 4th, Duncan Tex, Duncan 2, Duncan 1. There was another one that was copy of Duncan something. This is the team we settled on, but we've gone through some iterations here. Yeah. Okay, so next up we have the Assault Vest Duraludon. This thing is not fantastic at taking Porygon Z hits unless it's maxed. But I think it had to come. The Snarl here can also hamper the Porygon Z. Body Press, really good against Porygon Z. Also hits the Urshifu pretty hard. And then just Dual Stab. Also, the Stalwart here is pretty important because, like I said, Togetic, fantastic support mon. And in practice and in theory crafting, we realized pretty quickly that Togetic does a lot of work against us if we're not prepared for it. So the Duraludon Z, just mixing Duraludon and Porygon Z. The Duraludon Gmax, kind of a concession here to the Togetic and the Porygon Z, even if it's not fantastic against either, because Togetic also eats a max Flash Cannon. So Pangoro here. So like I said, a big component of our game this week is Trick Room. You'll see a lot of negative speed stats, or sort of negative speed natures. That's because we want to underspeed as many things as possible. Pangoro here, Life Orb, Iron Fist, Hammer Arm, Darkest Lariat, Bullet Punch, Protect. The priority is good for picking off things as long as we're not in Psychic Terrain. It also gives us a good move to hit Togetic with when we're maxed. Hammer Arm kills a lot of Duncan's team. if you go back and look, he actually has a pretty substantial fighting weakness. Lapras, Porygon Z, Urshifu. Was that it? I don't remember. What else did he have? Gengar. I mean, all of these things can like kind of hit Pangoro hard, but Gengar doesn't take the dark type moves well. Golurk doesn't take. Magneton's weak to fighting. Yeah, Kadabra. So like Pangoro looks really, really solid this week. It's just a matter of Pangoro being inside Trick Room, because it's kind of worthless if it's outside of Trick Room. Like, it can kill something, but its bulk isn't substantial enough that it's living any reasonable super effective hit. So a big component of what we're trying to do this week is get Pangoro in Trick Room in game 1 to sort of like kind of dismantle Duncan's entire team. And then games 2 and 3 sort of like throw curveballs to readjust that strategy. So, okay, let's talk about the big strategy going into game 1. It is this Indeedee and Reuniclus set. So we're going to go over the Reuniclus first. It's pretty standard. We're Mental Herb, that way we can't be taunted. So Duncan has access to fast taunt and things like Darmanitan. And he also has access to just Prankster Taunt from the Cottony. So Mental Herb is kind of a staple here. We needed to make sure that regardless of whether or not we get taunted, if something is wearing like a safety goggles so that Amoongus's Rage Powder doesn't affect it, we need to make sure we don't get taunted and we can get Trick Room up. But the real spice here is this Choice Scarf Indeedee that I'm pretty sure Duke just hammered this out all on his own. So massive shout outs there. It is a Choice Scarf after you Indeedee. So what this means is that presumably if Duncan doesn't lead with a choice Scarf Mon, like something that has a Choice Scarf equipped, we will outspeed the entire field. Priority will be negated, so we can't be priority taunted or anything of that sort. We will go for after you, and then Reuniclus will set up after you immediately after the Indeedee goes, which means we basically get Trick Room up before anything else happens. Now, in a perfect world, Reuniclus and Indeedee will die on turn 1. In a semi-perfect world, just Indeedee will die. The moral of the story is something has to die because we want Trick Room to go up on turn 1, and then we want to bring in Pangoro. Now, I say in a perfect world they both die because we can just bring in Pangoro and Amoongus, and then we can spore something and kill the other thing, almost guaranteed. But in a semi-perfect world, we could just bring in the Pangoro, have the Pangoro and the Reuniclus be in play, and then go to town that way. So that's our game plan for game 1. Rapidash is sort of like the flex piece here. I kind of predict that whenever... Okay, so I'm pretty confident in the game 1 strategy. After the game 1 strategy, I think Duncan is going to be able to adjust. And specifically, the biggest adjustment is just if he brings Togetic, or Togetic, again, no clue how you pronounce it, we can no longer go for like the after you Trick Room shenanigans, because then the after you will just fail. Because if Togetic goes for follow me, then after you fails. It just doesn't work anymore, because then we target the Togetic and it's already gone. Done. So sort of like a part of the strategy here is Duncan's presumed best leads after he realizes the strategy are Togetic PZ or Togetic Urshifu. The Rapidash Galarian form here is kind of like an Urshifu counter. We have the Focus Sash, so we can't be one hit by anything. And then Dazzling Gleam, D-Gleam, from this set specifically, always kills. It does not kill through Roselli Berry, I don't think. This was initially Choice Specs, but we kind of always wanted to live one hit, so we landed on Focus Sash. The Roselli Berry always killed the Urshifu, for whatever that's worth. The Choice Specs always killed Roselli Berry Urshifu, for whatever that's worth. But I kind of don't... It seems like a wasted slot when a lot of my best answers to it are just fighting type moves. But yeah. So this is kind of like one of the like adjustment pieces. My strategy going into game 2 is either to just lead these two and then go for like Expanding Force, Dazzling Gleam spam, just like spread move spam from strong Expanding Force Pokemon. Like if he doesn't lead a dark type, just E-Force, E-Force. And then the other mode is I can lead Reuniclus Amoongus because if he's adjusting by putting the Togetic in play, then Amoongus can just go for Rage Powder and Reuniclus can still get up Trick Room. So these are the plans. I think that we have a really solid game plan. I am terrified because, like I said, Duncans Team is pretty hard to prep for, but that's it. This is what we're bringing. I've talked through my strategy with you. Again, a lot of these EVs are just like to live specific hits. Like this defense EV on Reuniclus lets us live a non-choice band or life orb. So any not like max offense, like it lets us live an adamant wicked blow from Urshifu 1. I think like 85% of the time or something like that. I think it's either like a 15 or like a 6.3% chance to OHKO. So we live sometimes, and putting the Spadef into the defense didn't give us much value here, but the Spadef EVs were giving us like a slightly better calc on Porygon Z, like maybe living, I think, a max, not Hyper Beam. I think it was like a max Tri attack. It might have been a Hyper Beam. I don't remember specifically. The Indeedee max speed, just because we need to make sure we at least speed tie with the Darmanitan. If the Darmanitan's scarfed, we speed tie. Maybe we can win those. The Rapidash is just paced to outspeed Urshifu always, as long as Urshifu's not scarfed, which is kind of a terrifying prospect this week. Scarfed Urshifu does a lot against this team, and I don't have fantastic outs to it. Pangoro, these, like, I think we, like, I'm thinking about this right now. We probably could have tweaked the attack down a little bit. I have the Pokemon already. I'm not going to adjust anything. We probably could have tweaked the attack down a little bit. I was kind of a proponent for like a less entirely offensive Pangoro and more of like an Assault Vest variant, and then kind of scrapping the Duraludon. I guess we'll see if that would have been the wave or not after the battle. But the Pangoro here, just we're really trying, like, this always kills max Porygon Z. It can even have some HP investment and we still kill. So that's the idea here. The Duraludon, again, we're just trying to like have some substantial bulk so we can take Porygon Z hits as best as possible. Like I used to be, when we started prepping, I was mostly insanely afraid of the Urshifu, and now I think the Porygon Z is way more threatening. But that's it. That's the team. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think of this team in the comment section down below. Let me know what you would change, what you would tweak, what you would adjust. Yeah, I'm terrified. I would like to say I hope Duncan feels better. Also, definitely go check out Duncan's side whenever these battles go up. He has been kind of killing it these first few weeks, so man, his team is just honestly really terrifying. That's it though. All right, this is the Team Builder. My name is Vivid. Subscribe if you're new. It would mean the absolute most. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Follow me on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitch. Those are my things. Those are all my socials. But I'm kind of done here and I have to leave. Okay. Bye. Oh, you made it to the end of the video. That's dope. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more from me and make it to the end of those videos, there will be a video here and a video here. This one is a video that I think is really good, and this is what YouTube recommends. So you should watch one of them. Okay, thanks.